Hello and welcome. The first thing I would like to take a look at is our Discovery Education Introduction to Ratios. So this is going to be Unit 1 within the Discovery Education, what we call Textbook. So when you log into Discovery Education, you find yourself here at the Math Textbook homepage. So you can see your navigation bar off here to the left, and then you have several units here that are neatly laid out. So we're going to check out Unit 1, which is Ratios. And then within the ratios unit, you're going to have two different concepts. You have the concept 1.1, which is understand ratios, and concept 1.2, which is to create equivalent ratios. Now, all of these concepts and units themselves are tied directly into the Common Core State Standards. So let's go ahead and take a look at our very first introduction into ratios, and that is understanding what a ratio is. So we'll click on concept 1.1. And when this loads in, we're going to head to the Discover tab, and we arrive here at what they call the intro. So you see up here, this is the intro tab, and that is followed by several investigations, and it also includes a summary as well as an extension activity. So here you can see as you start to scroll down where we see a picture of several elephants, and we notice the title Comparing Quantities. So it says, how do you compare two quantities? Let's start by looking at some examples of quantities in nature. Now, the really cool thing about Discovery Education is that this year they've redone some of their virtual interactives. In past years, typically this intro, you were given just this picture here at the top of this herd of elephants, and you were asked to make some comparisons between, or some comparisons of things that you see. New this year to Discovery Education, we actually have a virtual reality Elephants on the Brink experience, which students can use either with a true virtual reality device, such as a headset and a mobile device, or they can even simply load it on something like an iPad or even a Chromebook or a MacBook Air, and they can pull up this virtual reality experience. And once the experience loads, they are able to actually move around and manipulate this camera in a 360-degree field of view and make some observations about the animals that are around them. So you can see here we're standing at the edge of what appears to be a watering hole. I can look around. I see several different elephants. Sometimes I get the option to zoom in and zoom out. You have several different ways to watch down here in the bottom corner, which pull up different types of applications depending on how you're viewing them. So it's a really, really, really cool system. It's really interactive. The kids really enjoy it. So let's go ahead and look at some of the questions we're posed with. So it says, using either the picture or the video above, make a comparison. So the first question we're asked is, what two things do we want to compare? So obviously I'm drawn heavily to the elephants. So what do I want to compare about these elephants? Well, they're all probably African elephants. They're all about the same color. It's kind of hard to see, how many male and how many female. So what I want to compare, and what's easiest to me, what stands out the most, is let's look at mature elephants to adolescent elephants. So let's compare. Let's say adult elephants to baby elephants. Okay. Now it says, let's use numbers and words, so combining the two, to write a comparison statement about these two things. So obviously, let's go and look at the picture and let's see, well, how many adult elephants are there? So I'm going to assume that this elephant here in the middle is probably a slightly smaller female African elephant. So I would say there are 3 adult elephants and what appear to be 3 baby elephants. So let's go ahead and write 3 adult elephants and 3 baby elephants. Okay, so what we've done here very simply is made a comparison, which any student is able to do. They can make a comparison using anything they could possibly come up with within this picture of this video. But in reality, what we've started to do is create this mathematical thinking about, well, how are we comparing things and what does that mean? And really getting into what a ratio is, comparing two quantities or values. So if we scroll down, we'll see again, this time it says National Air Quality Standards. state that maximum level of ozone in a community should be 75 parts per billion. So it gives you a video segment, a very short video segment, and it asks you to do much the same thing. What two quantities are being compared in the video, and then use words or numbers to write these comparison statements. Two very short activities, very easy, basic intro activities, but this really does get the kids thinking about how are comparisons made in your daily life, and really how are these ratios sort of integrated with these comparisons. So that's been a look at our intro unit. Hopefully you enjoyed and got something out of this. I really look forward to using Discovery Education more in the future, and I'm hoping that they work more of these virtual reality experiences into their tech book as we proceed.